Hey guys, how's it going? This is episode 4 of Glenn Rolfe's Horror Shop. Gonna talk about, this week we're talking about some of the books, do a little reviewing of what I've read since the last regular episode last week. I hope you guys watched last week, and if not, I'll put the link again, or I'll probably be hooked to this page. I interviewed John Everson, or kind of more had a conversation, which is what I think I'm gonna do with these interview guests that I have on here, rather than do a traditional interview where I just take a bunch of questions and go that way. I think we'll just kind of shoot the breeze, and talk back and forth on writing and what's going on and how we feel about things. It was really well. Me and John talked for almost 3 hours, drinking beers and talking into the night, and I put up the first hour and 15 minutes or so last week. And it came out really good, and hopefully you guys will check it out and give it a watch, give it a like, share it with some people, especially if you love John Everson like I do, Bram Stoker winning author. So we have his newest book right here, Voodoo Heart. This is the arc, as you can see here. I was reading this the last time I did one of these videos, episode 2 I think, and really loving it. And I got to talk to John about some of the scenes. We didn't give away anything. We don't do any spoilers. I'm not going to give you any spoilers here, but I loved this. It started off, and we figured it out talking to John. The thing that was different about it was it's all in first person, which John hasn't done before. I've never done that. I think I've done it in short stories, but not in a full-length novel. It'd be scary for me. I'm sure I'd mess the tenses up left and right, but it was in first person. It's a detective, so you're kind of following him around everywhere, and I got a kick out of some of the stuff. Some of it gets a little sexual, but it's a John Everson book. There's some rituals, some very interesting rituals that our Detective Rabeau witnesses. There's one underground that's pretty awesome, and there's another one he gets trapped in a basement. And if you love John stuff like Nightmare, Siren, The Family Tree, you're gonna love Voodoo Heart. And if you love New Orleans like I do, you're gonna totally dig this book. So pick this up. Let's see. So new releases this week. I know that Jonathan Jan's. I'm recording this on the 8th, so this is actually the release day for Jonathan Jan's newest Flame Tree book, The Raven, which all the reviews I've seen have been through the roof. It's an apocalyptic monster story. Like, I think there's multiple monsters in here. I don't know, and I think from what I saw from reviews, it's a story that he could continue with if he so chooses. I don't know if he will, but I know it's getting rave reviews, The Raven, rave reviews already. And I ordered a copy. I wish it would come in today, but lately when I've been ordering on Amazon, I get my new books a few days after everyone else. But I am up in Maine, so maybe that has something to do with us. We get everything late. The other book that's out today, my buddy Hunter Shea put out Misfits, his latest on Flame Tree. This is also an arc. I read this book. I had so much fun with this one here. I did my review, and it's another fun B-movie monster book. So he's a master of those. I'm sure you've read Hunter. He was my first guest on the show. I hadn't read this yet, and I just finished it. It's about the Melonheads, which is something in New York, I guess. There's a story, folklore they tell kids about these Melonhead people that live in the woods. Terrifying, disfigured woods people. Real freaky. They do freaky things. The kills in here are pretty awesome. The attacks are awesome. It's got a pretty serious beginning. There's a scene at the beginning that I was like, holy shit, Hunter, what are you trying to do to me here? Pretty brutal, but it sets up what these Misfits, which is a group of 5 friends, I think it's 5 friends, that are deciding to go get vengeance on this one person, and they run into the Melonheads, and then from there, it just goes crazy. So you just be careful if you're going down Dracula Drive, because you might run into some of these freaks. So yeah, if you love Hunter, which I'm sure you do if you love creature features and you haven't read Hunter Shea yet, this is a fantastic place to start. It's out today. Get it in paperback, hardcover, ebook from Flame Tree Press, Barnes & Noble. I know we're distributed by Simon & Schuster now, so you should be able to find it. Or if you don't have it at Barnes & Noble or Books A Million, you can probably order it through them as well and pick it up when it comes in. Definitely check that out. Another book I read this week, or last week, is from Laurel Hightower. This is a novella on Off Limits Press, which is Samantha, I don't remember how to say her last name. She wrote True Crime, which was a great novella that came out earlier this year. This is her press that she's running. And it doesn't have her name in the front either. Anyways, this is Laurel's second piece, I guess. Whispers in the Dark was her debut novel, which I now want to read after having read this, so I'm going to seek that out. It says she's a bourbon and beer girl. I actually got interviewed by her and Shane Keane on the Ink Heist podcast a couple months ago, which you can find somewhere on the internet, I'm sure. Well, look at this. I didn't even notice this. We get a nice little blurb here from Jonathan Janz, author of The Raven, which we just talked about. Janz says, Crossroads is a gripping, deeply emotional ride. From its very first sentence to its shattering finale, this novella held me spellbound. If you aren't reading Laurel Hightower, you're missing out on one of horror's brightest rising stars. That's from Jonathan Janz, so you can't go wrong with that. And I'm telling you right now, this is probably... It's just such a great story, and Laurel's approach was, I thought I knew where it was going to go, because it's kind of a familiar trope, but the way she takes it is amazing, and it seems real. I don't know what her life story is, but it felt very honest, and there's a lot of pain in this book. It's about a mother and her lost son, not lost, but he died in a car accident, and she goes and revisits his grave. Or his the place where he died. There's a cross on the side of the road that she goes and visits. I won't tell you anything else other than it's awesome and powerful and definitely worth your time. If you haven't picked this up, this is pretty cheap. The paperback and the ebook are pretty close price-wise, and me, whenever the prices are close, I always go with the hard copy because I like to hold my books if I can. My short little review for this was a wonderful novella of pain and desperation. Hightower dives into the depths of one woman's soul-crushing loss and dares to walk us all right into the darkness. One of the best novellas I've ever read, and that's true. It's really between this and Darkness Rising by Brian Moreland for me. My favorite two novellas. Hunter Shea's The Waiting was a good one too. But yeah, get that. Crossroads, Laurel Hightower. Check that out. Real quick, I know I've been jibber-jabbering about this since I started the pilot episode, but it's out. Came out a couple weeks ago. I got my hardcover edition of Clown in Cornfield by Adam Caesar. I mean, he's got a whole list of Paul Tremblay, Stephen Graham Jones, some guy named Clive Barker. I don't know if you've ever heard of him. Adam's always been a great writer, and he is the most motivated guy I know out there. And I had no doubt he'd land Harper Teen. Look at that. So it's a YA novel, but this says fuck and shit and asshole and fuck you and fucking fuck. So don't think that this is like... I went into it thinking it was something more like, you know, small spaces. Oh, a kid's book. No. This is friggin'... Teenagers swear and shit. This is good. I'm listening to it right now. As you can see here, I kind of rereading it a little bit here, but I'm mostly listening. I got the audio book, and I'm listening to it while I do my... I started running a few months ago, and so when I'm doing my runs, I listen to audio books. So I'm listening to this again and enjoying it just as much the second time through. Really good. Probably right up there with one of my favorite books of the year. If not number one, it'll definitely be top 5. I know that. So yeah, speaking of audio books, the first book I finished on audio, which is another book. I won't do a big review on this one. It was The Shadows by Alex North. He's a British author, I believe. I've never read anything by him before, but let's see. To me, it was pretty good. I didn't like the ending. It's about this kid, Charlie Crabtree. Well, and the main character is Paul. I don't remember his last name, but there's a main character named Paul, and Jenny is the girl that he knew. Oh, that was that twist. That was pretty good, actually. The twist was pretty good with Jenny. So Paul, Jenny, and then the creepy kid, Charlie Crabtree, who's telling them about this guy, Red Hands or whatever, and he's really trying to get them all on the same page with this lucid dreaming idea. And so they've got dream journals, and Charlie's just creepy. He's just a fucked up kid. And anyways, somebody dies in the book, and so it goes back and forth between when they first met Charlie and he started getting him to do this group of friends, and then Paul comes back to town many years later and to see his mother who's dying, and there's a bunch of mystery going around on that. So it was pretty good. I think it gave it like 3.5, almost 4 stars or whatever. Like I said, I didn't like the ending as much, and I don't want to say why because it'll give something away, but maybe you guys will like it a lot more than me. But that's The Shadows by Alex North. Definitely was worth listening. There's something about when I read British writing, most of the time, not all the time. There are some exceptions for me. But when I read British writing for whatever reason, I have trouble clicking with it. I don't know why. It's so stupid. Most of the time I do. Maybe it's just because they talk a little bit different than we do. Different slang and stuff. It could be, but whenever I listen to it, like this is the second one I've listened to recently. Well, I listened to The Last Days of Jack Sparks a while back, and I just loved it. And then same with this. I got the book from the library, but I was listening to the audiobook, and I way preferred listening to the audiobook. It just, listening to it was way better for me. I don't know why, but it worked a lot better that way. Another book that I finished, I tried to find for this, but I don't know where I put it, was American Predator by Maureen Callahan. It's a true crime book. Let's see what I had here. Callahan's delivery in this true crime book is absolutely enthralling. If you're a true crime addict / murderino, you must check this one out. I felt such a mix of emotions throughout, very mixed feelings at the end of the book. Yeah, it was about a guy I'd never heard of before. Israel Keys was his name. Wow. An amazing true crime book. If you're into true crime, check it out. I'm not going to tell you anything. I mean, if you might know something. I didn't know anything about him. I'd heard a lot about this book. I heard about it from My Favorite Murder, and then I decided to check it out. I picked up a few true crime books, and that's one of them. That's the first one I read. And I can't put these books down when I start reading the true crime books, no matter what it is. So, American Predator, if you love true crime, if you haven't checked that out yet, check that book out. I'm looking at my little list here. So I think we've hit on all of these. So, we'll go right over here to what I'm reading right now. I'll start with the one that I'm actually already reading, but the ones I'm about to start reading, I got this from the library. I've been hearing lots of great things about this. It's a noir book. It's got a Dennis Lehan over here has endorsed it, and if you know him, Mystic River, a bunch of other stuff. Black Top Wasteland, S.A. Cosby. Sorry, Cosby. So I'm looking forward to starting this maybe today, actually. Another arc from Flame Tree. This is by my good buddy Russell James. The Portal. This one sounds pretty good here. It says, I'll show you the picture and read it to you. It says, a black speedboat arrives at the small island community of Stone Harbor. Its mysterious passenger, Joey Oates, plans to complete a satanic ritual left unfinished centuries ago. He is determined to find a lost talisman called the Portal, which will allow the demons of hell to enter our world. Lashed by black magic and cut off from the mainland, the town descends into chaos. Only 2 people can stop Oates, but it will be a race against time to unwrap the talisman's mysteries to save their town and the world from the living nightmares ready to crawl out of hell. Sounds awesome. Anything with a satanic ritual in it, to me, is friggin', I have to read it. It's just fascinating. It's one of those things that really creeps me out still at this day and age. This one I started and then didn't get to. I got caught up reading a bunch of other stuff. It's the Death Head Press's Splatter Western books. And this one is Hunger on the Chisholm Trail. I read the first chapter, prologue, whatever it is, and it's fucking awesome. M. Ennenbach. Ennenbach? I'm not sure what his name is, if it's Mike or Mark or Mary, whatever his name is. Ennenbach, there he is, he's wanted. He looks like a bad dude. Look at that hat and the vest. Spiffy. But the first chapter, the opening piece of this is fucking awesome, and I can't wait to get back to that. And it's pretty small. These are pretty quick reads, so I can hopefully squeeze that one in before the next regular episode. But on to next episode, we will be discussing all things writing and Devil's Creek with none other than Mr. Todd T.K. Kiesling. So yeah, I've started this. I'm about 100 pages into it, and I fucking love it. It's awesome. Yeah, there's a lot of things I can't wait to discuss with Todd about this that I'm picking up on, and I know Todd. I've talked to Todd a bunch of times over the years, and I think I'm hitting on some of these little nods that he's got in this book. But this was another one with a ritual in it for some sort of demon. Devil guy, church-related stuff. I'm really excited to finish this one. So hopefully I'll finish it by the end of the week or beginning of next week, and then chat with Todd towards the end of next week or something. Yeah, that should be really cool. Todd is an amazing writer. Devil's Creek is available now. Look at it. It looks big, but it's reading really fast for being this big. I was shocked by how fast it moves, but that's a tribute to Todd's skill as a writer, because he's been one of my favorite horror guys, though I think he'd only released the monochrome books, which were, I don't think they're horror. I don't know exactly what they are. I don't think they were horror, because my introduction to Todds Horror was in the Ugly Little Things collections that he was putting out. He put these out a few years ago, and then he must have started working on that mega book. But as you can see, I got one of these early hard copy covers of the hardcover edition of Ugly Little Things. And I beta read one of the stories in here for him. I was actually supposed to beta read Devil's Creek, and now I'm glad I didn't, because I'm just loving getting to read it for the first time now. But Radio Free Nowhere, When Karen Met Her Mountain, in this book. That's a fantastic short story. Saving Granny from the Devil, another fantastic short story, which I think there's something to some of Todd's background with this Granny in here. There's a Mama Jeannie in the Devil's Creek. I think I'm going to talk to Todd about that, and The Harbinger, which is the one that I read. This is really cool. It's got some of, I think he put some of like his first short stories he wrote when he was a kid and stuff in here. I don't know if you can still get this anywhere, but he had this cool little card here. Todd's a friggin' master designer too, so he puts a lot of work into any book that he touches. The Dalton Doll Works, that's from The Harbinger. Yeah, this guy's just, he's an amazing, he's a super cool dude, super chill, super down to earth. High anxiety like the rest of us writers. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. Should be on the next episode. We'll be sitting down discussing things with him. The last thing I wanted to touch on here this week is that we're going to do a giveaway. I have a few copies of this awesome book, Midnight in the Graveyard. This is Silver Shamrock Publishing's first anthology they put out. It's got Robert McCammon, Kaylin Patrick Burke, Hunter Shea, Elizabeth Massey, Tom Monteleone, John Everson, Chad Lutsky, William Michael, Jason Parent, Tim Meyer, all kinds of people, all kinds of buddies of mine, people I haven't met, but people that are on Silver Shamrock. They've been putting out books through Ken McKinley and his great publishing company that he's started up. I've got a few of these, but I'm going to give one away this week. So if you want a chance to win this book, which is pretty huge, and it's got a lot of great short stories in it, including one from me, be sure to like the video, share the video, and let me know. Tag me in it. It's on Twitter. I'm at author Rolfe, so it's author Grolfe. Like my author page on Twitter. Share it, retweet it. Let me know that you shared it, retweet it, and I will enter your name in the drawing. It's probably going to be U.S. residents only because it cost me like $25 or $30 to send something international. So U.S. residents only, unfortunately. I wish I had more money so it didn't matter, but times are a little tight still with all this COVID stuff going on. But Midnight in the Graveyard, I'll sign it. I'll sign my story and send it to the winner. Share it, retweet it, and let me know. Tag me in your share, your retweet, or whatever, and I will share this video, the Glenn Rolfe's Horror Shop video, and I will put you in drawing to win that copy of this book. Something special we're going to do here at the end. I've got my son Axel has been wanting to be part of this horror shop. He wants it to be Axel Rolfe's Horror Shop though. So we're going to put together a short little Lego video that I'm going to attach, and we'll do his little intro of Axel Rolfe's Horror Shop. So until next week when we talk to Todd, I will see you guys around. We'll see what we can finish.
We could take a break one day.
Yeah, that'd be cool, man. I think I'll order a sandwich or something, you know? What the hell's that noise?
My crates! My crates!
Those are our crates! That's our work!
My crate!
What the heck was that thing?
Whoa, what the heck is that thing? Get off! Get off!
Ow!
Crate secured. I can't believe we survived that fall.
Me neither, dude. That was a long way down. Where do you think we are now?
I don't know. I know it's that thing again. Quick, hide behind this. Don't you have like 15,000 buddies?
Yeah, but they're not with me.
Do you think this is his factory?
Otherwise, it makes sense.
Crate 1717 secured.
Oh, dude, where are we? Which way do you think we should go?
This way.
Alright, dude. Whoa!
Do we have a ride?
Who are you guys? And like, what are you doing
My
out
name's
here?
Rob. His name is Stormy. And there's something out here. It
like
captured us.
What
We don't
are you
know.
talking about?
We don't know. Just let us on.
All right, get on, get on.
No one escapes the flying.
Oh no, dude, there it is. It's that fly creature that lives out.
Mine. You are mine now. Guys, she's gone without me.
No.
If you want your friend to not die, click on Rolfe's Horror Shop's newest video, or your friend will suffer, and come try to save him. I want the end crystal.